Hello everyone, welcome back to our Maya 2018 tutorial series on our airplane project. In our last project we were rendering out our airplane scenes. So I finished rendering mine out. I'm going to now bring all of my rendered images into After Effects. Um, you should have them all rendered in your images folder here. Make sure that you have organized them into individual subfolders. So we have shot 1, shot 2, shot 3. You can just create these by right mouse button clicking inside the open area and go to new and folder. Just create 3 new folders, or however many shots you have. Just create an appropriate amount of folders and drag and drop the appropriate shot to the appropriate folder. You probably want to do this as you're rendering. You guys probably should have already done this. I believe I mentioned it in the last lesson. But you want to take all of your images for one shot, drag them into that folder. Then when you have to shoot your next or render your next one, you just drag that one to the next one, render the next one, drag that into shot 3. That way you don't have them all stacked together and having to sort through them manually. Okay, so let's go ahead. Jump into After Effects. After Effects is a robust program all by itself, but we're just going to do a little toe dip in the water here, just using it for our own purposes. So we're not going to really get too heavy into this, but just a little bit. So this is After Effects. To create ourselves our project to begin with, we're just going to go to New Composition. And I'm just going to call this one Airplane Comp and hit OK. All right. And now I'm going to start off by bringing in my different clips. I'm going to go to File, Import, File. This is important. Make sure you just grab, for shot 1, I'll start out. Just grab the first image. Don't grab the whole folder, otherwise it'll make a whole bunch of still images inside of After Effects, and that is not going to work. Go ahead and hit Import. Okay, so from here, I can go ahead and drag this down into the timeline. Okay, so there it is, pops right up. I'm going to go ahead and rename this one, so it's going to be shot 1. And I just right mouse button clicked on this to get that little drop down menu, so you can go ahead and call this rename. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my other shots as well, just kind of get this all going at the same time. Go to Import again, and File, and go to Images, Shot 2, select the first one, go to Import, and same thing, I'm just going to rename this as Shot 2, and I'll drag this one down here as well. Okay, last one, do Import, File, back up to Images, Shot 3, select the first one, and hit Import. Okay. Now, for me, my timeline was a little bit small because I didn't pull up in the normal composition window, which gave me the settings. Go to Composition, Settings. That will allow me to go ahead and have it selected. Composition Settings. There we go. Now let me go ahead and extend out my timeline. So where it says duration, mine was set to 6 because I was playing around After Effects before I started recording. Or change that from 6. Let's bring that out to 12 to begin with. We'll hit OK. That's just 12 seconds. Okay, and then up here in the upper timeline, this is kind of a focus bar, so I can focus down onto one section. So this is focused down to 6 seconds. I can open this back up. There we go, it goes all up to 12. Okay, we'll go ahead and bring down shot 3 too. I forgot to rename this. Let's go ahead and take care of that right now. Go ahead and call that one shot 3, and I'll bring it down here. So there we go. So now I have all 3 bars of rendered image that I can now move around to wherever I want. Looks like this still needs to be a little bit longer if I want to keep these all in here, but most likely I'm going to trim off some of this stuff, so I'm going to leave this at 12 seconds for now. I might go ahead and open this up a little bit more though. So I'm going to drag my second shot, let's bring it over into here, and I'll bring my last shot down towards the end. Okay, right on in there. Okay, so on the right side, you'll see it says preview. This will allow you to go ahead and preview what this render will look like. It'll be kind of slow because it's going through and processing every image. So this isn't playing in real time, but it'll give you kind of an idea what it should look like. There's that. Got the little bob in the water. Okay. It's kind of give you an idea if you want to trim off any of this. So for me, I already know that I'm going to trim off a little bit off the front. I like the dial back right in there. We keep that bit. I think it's ready to take off. The takeoff portion I'm probably going to snip off as well. Okay, so I'm gonna just take this, just drag it a little bit before. So just as a quick little bob, then I want to kind of pan back just a little bit more. Okay, that works. And then where it's getting ready to take off, I think that even right in there, I'm gonna cut this part here off. Right when it starts to go forward, right there. So to cut it off, all I have to do is just grab right here on the bar and just drag the bar back. And it just goes off everything over here, telling you that this part here is not going to render. That's fine. That is what I want. And it doesn't destroy your footage at all. It makes sure you can always go back to that. Okay, so I want to bring in my next clip. I'm just going to butt it up right against it. So right there. So I need to have it where this one's already moving. So probably right here's where I want that one to be at. So I'm just going to move it back a little bit. Get ready to take off. Probably going to trim it off. Be right in there. Yeah, let's spot cut it. And I'll go into my last clip here. Bring this one in, butt that one up. Okay. And I'm going to bring force a little bit more since it's already air pouring this shot. There we go. There it goes to the tree, so that looks good. Okay. So now, and this isn't what I'm going to do is a little bit of it post processing. So that's just, I'm just going to add some fades between the clips. That's all I'm really going to do. You guys don't have to do this. This isn't required for my class, but it does help add some fluidity to your clips transitioning from one to the next. So from frame one here on the opacity, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this little block on the left here. Over on this channel here, I'm just going to take from 100, I'm going to bring it all the way down to 0. I'll go over to the timeline, grab this little ticker, just move it forward a little bit, and then bring it from 0 all the way back up to 100. So now you'll see there's a nice little fade going on as it comes in. And it starts up. And we decided that it was going to fade out where this started. So I could always move these later on. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is going to go down to 96. And then over here, it'll go to 0. Okay. There we go. Transitions, and then I'm done with shot 1 for now. So go ahead and close this up. You can do the same thing for shot 2. Go to the transforms, go to the opacity. Go ahead and click on the movie from the little time checker. Actually, I'll move this one back just a little bit, and I'm going to bring this down to 0. Actually, let's go ahead and clear this out. Didn't put it where I want it to be at. Put it over here. There we go. So it fades out. fades in. Oh, dang it. Messed up. Forgot to click on the little timer again. Click on the timer. There we go. Now bring back up. Okay, so there's our fade. Good. Come down to the end. I want it to fade out right here, right? So I'm going to bring it down to 97 right there. And then right here, I'll bring it down to 0. So again, it'll so it starts to fade. Same thing here. I'm done with this one. We'll go down to 3, do the same thing. Open up the transforms, go to the opacity. I'll bring this one down to 0. And then bring this one up to 100. See how that looks. This needs to be over in here. And I think I need to adjust the transforms on this one again. So let's go over here. Okay, yeah, that's good. Go back down, collapse this guy. And for the finishing part, we're just going to go up to the end here. Bring this down to 91. And then the very end, yeah, it's just telling me that I'm out of keyframes on the very end there. That's fine. Okay. There we go. The fade out. Cool. And you might bring it back for a little more. That's good. Okay, good. Done with tweaking this. Let's go ahead and prep it for its final render. So to do that, we're going to go to composition. We're going to go to add a render queue. Now, this is the spot where you can go ahead and adjust some of these if you want. If you want to go to best settings and lower the quality down to a draft or wireframe, you can do a bunch of different things here to kind of decide what kind of settings you want to work with to begin with. But we're just going to leave all this alone for now. And we're just going to hit OK. Oh, I'll come back to the render queue here in a second. If you want to trim off the end of this bit here, so like mine ends at just before 8 seconds, you can actually go to composition settings again, and where it says 12, you can adjust this down to 8. Oh. There we go. Hit OK. And you see I just trimmed off all that. That'll make it to where you don't have a bunch of black at the end of your guys' rendered footage. Okay, so back to the render queue. Click on this tab over here. Underneath lossless here, you guys can decide if you want to adjust some of this stuff here, like your format type. You can adjust this to any of these they have here. I'm just going to leave it as AVI, or you can go QuickTime. Either or is fine. You can pick how many colors you want to use. If you want to make this a little more optimized for web, or just leave it as is. For ours, we're going to leave all this as is. If you have audio, you can go ahead and select on, and then decide what audio source you want to use. We don't have any audio, so we're just going to leave this alone as well. Okay, I just want to show you guys that really quickly. Underneath the output 2, mine was already set up from earlier. Yours will probably be ghosted out over here until you say where you want it to be outputted to. It won't be set to where you can actually click this render button yet. So I'll just click on this, show you what I'm talking about. You click on here, you say, okay, output 2. I put it on desktop, airplane project, movies, and then just said my file name is airplane comp. Hit save, and then this will be ready for you to click. So you can go ahead and hit render, and it won't take very long. It'll go through all of your images and press them all together and turn them into a final video for you. Okay, and we'll just hang out just so you guys can see it complete, and we'll go and find the video. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so there it is. There it is. So we got our finished video. Um, the video I'm not going to play right now just because it's a gig in size. So that usually takes a while to play. Um, it won't be a clean, fast playback speed because it's basically compressed all those images down. If we want to have a clean play, we'll have to have it converted. And when you bring it to class, the Macs automatically convert them for you and it runs just fine. Um, so that will be the end of our airplane project. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next project.